What is up, everybody? 2024 Topps Chrome. Let's go. One of my favorite releases every year is Topps Chrome. I'm going to do a quick preview. I'm not going to go crazy with this one because there's not really a whole lot to dive into, but there's a couple things that I want to mention. I'm not going to go through the checklist. Why do that? We already know who the rookies are. It's everybody from Series 1 and everybody from Series 2. One key thing to note: the Series 2 short prints, Jackson Holiday, Jackson Merrill, Wyatt Langford, these guys, and Jackson Churio, these guys are in this set. So if you want something to be really optimistic about, that's awesome. That we're going to get our first chance to get these guys base rookies and parallels and all kinds of stuff like that. So those guys are in the set. I wanted to talk about a couple of downsides, though. And the main downside, the real downside of this set, obviously the first one, the prices. So last year it was $35 for a blaster. We're looking at $40 this year. Last year was $50 for a monster. We're looking at $60. That just flat out sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not fun to have to pay those prices for a set that I love. And, I'm still going to say that Topps Chrome is worth giving a shot because it's such a fun set. And you have a chance to get some really, really huge cards. One of my favorite inserts, the Radiating Rookies set, that is an unbelievable. I pulled a gunner. I got very lucky last year, 2023 Topps Chrome. If you pull the right guy for the Radiating Rookies, it's a super cool card. But the problem that we have with these high prices is your floor is it's much more difficult to come close to breaking even on a box. And I want to talk about the MVP buyback program. A lot of new collectors out there may not know about this program, and it's very, very important. So last year's Topps Chrome, for example, I bought a ton of, I think I had a blaster case plus some more. It might have been 10 monster boxes. So I spent a lot of money on Topps Chrome last year, but I ended up with $500 in buybacks. Now, if you don't know what the MVP buyback is, whoever the American League and the National League MVP is, their cards have value, even the base cards, for store credit trade-in with your LCS. Now, my LCS is David Adams. Like I said, last year I went there with $500 worth. A base card is $20. That's amazing. When can you have a base card in this era worth $20? I can tell you almost never. So the base cards are worth $20. The refractors, the sepias, the pinks, the X-fractors, those are worth $40. So the nice part about last year was you would buy a blaster box for $35. If you hit a parallel of Shohei or Acuna, boom, right there you were profitable on a box. And it's not always, just about being profitable. But the buyback makes it nice for a guy like me who likes to buy in bulk. And then they also have, if there's numbered cards, I think it goes all the way up to $200 worth of buyback value on some of those cards. And the Shoheis and the Acuna that you turned in last year, if you did the program, those are going to be randomly inserted into this year's product, it's a really cool idea. I like the buyback. Again, you go to your LCS, you give them those cards, and essentially what they do is they put store credit on a gift card for you. That's what David Adams does anyways. I guess I can't speak to other stores that I don't know about. So it really is an awesome way to get rid of your base cards and bring some money in. Now, here's what's kind of interesting about the buyback program. Last year, Shohei and Acuna were pretty much shoo-ins. I think Mookie Betts was kind of talked about a little bit. I can't remember if Freddie Freeman was. There was very few guys in the conversation, whereas this year is a lot different. So what you'll see is people selling base cards of guys who could be the MVP. And you'll see the base cards going for $10, $15. And you're like, why is that happening? Well, people are gambling. They're trying to guess who's going to be the MVP. So if somebody pulls away, it's a little different. But you will start to see stuff like that. People trying to chase the store credit, pay $10 on eBay or $12 or $15 on eBay and get 20 worth of store credit or 40 if it's a refractor or whatnot. So the buyback program is really cool. Here is the biggest downside. It's not the prices for me with 2024 Topps Chrome. They added 80 cards to this checklist. That is horrible for the buyback program. So last year's checklist was 220 cards. I thought it was perfect. You would pull Shohei and Acuna at a decent enough rate. With 80 extra cards, not only are you going to pull less base cards of those guys, whoever the MVPs are, you're going to pull less parallels. So be careful with what you're spending is what I'm going to say, because honestly, a lot of times, like with the MVP buyback, if you compare what you're going to get this year to what you got last year, you might not even be close. That's what I'm anticipating because of the extended checklist. So remember, 80 extra cards is 80 extra cards put into all the packs. I mean, it's just decreasing your odds a lot. So keep that in mind. In terms of formats, what do I like best? Blasters they don't seem to be good this year in terms of just looking at the values, looking at the odds. But what I will say is you get a lot of parallels that are guaranteed in blasters. So you might be able to, like, blasters don't have a high ceiling. You're very unlikely to pull mega cards out of blasters in Topps Chrome. But you are going to get those guaranteed, I think, refractors, pink refractors, and sepias. So you're guaranteed to get some of those. My favorite format is the Monster Box. I buy at least 8 to 10 of those every year. I'm a huge fan of the X-fractors. I think they're some of the sharpest looking cards that Topps makes. Especially the Chrome X-fractors are the best. And if you pull one of the MVP, like, it's $40. You get, last year you got 10 of those per box. So you're really guaranteeing yourself, getting, if you buy 8 boxes, 80 X-fractors. That's pretty fun. A lot of times you'll end up, if you do buy in bulk like that, getting the rookies that you want, at least a few of them. The only thing I struggled with last year in Monster Box is I did not pull autographs out of there at all. But that could have just been bad luck on my part. In terms of hobby boxes, jumbo hobby, the prices are a little high. I will say I just bought one hobby box. That's for the channel, just to do a profit challenge. I've never purchased Topps Chrome Hobby before. This is my first time doing it. But I just wanted to do a profit challenge with it, or do, whatever, new release video with it, something to showcase a hobby box now that I have the channel. But my plan is to do one hobby. I'm going to buy 8 to 10 monster boxes, and I'm actually going to go the blaster route. I'm going to give it a whirl. I'll probably start with like 10 to 15 of them and see how we do, and maybe get more if we do well. So I'm super excited about Topps Chrome. I always love opening it. The MVP buyback does make it a lot more enticing, even though this year is probably not going to be as good as years past have been with that program. The autograph checklist is awesome too, so keep that in mind. Topps Chrome never disappoints. Obviously, you got your lower end autos mixed in, but if you go through the autograph checklist, it is an awesome, awesome set. So anyways, I appreciate you tuning into this, and if you want to see all the Topps Chrome rips, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.